by Jonathan Lynn, adapted by me.
Yay!
Thank you. New England, 1954. Our story begins with a dark evening sky growing stormy. Wadsworth car travels through the wind of an oncoming storm. It pulls up to the gate of a large, imposing mansion. As Wadsworth approaches the door, two large guard dogs bark. Wadsworth quickly pulls a big beef bone out of the bag and hurls it to them. The dogs trot away to gnaw on the bone as Wadsworth rolls up the bag. He cinches their chain so it won't allow them to reach the door. He steps forward and sniffs. He pauses and checks the bottom of his feet. The hall of Hill House is remarkable, elegant but not gaudy. It is furnished in dark wood and brass, with crystal chandeliers. There are several doors on each side of the hall and 3 at the end. To the left, lounge and dining room. To the right, study, library, and billiard room. The end, conservatory, ballroom, bathroom, and kitchen. The stairs are located to the right. By the staircase is the door to the basement steps. We hear music play in the background. Wadsworth opens the front door of Hill House and wipes off his foot. He enters, hangs up his coat. He steps briskly down the hall towards the library.
Is everything ready, Yvette?
Oui, monsieur.
You have your instructions.
Oui, monsieur.
And you, Mrs. Ho, is everything all right?
Dinner will be ready at 7:30.
Ding dong.
Good evening.
Good evening. I don't know if...
Yes, indeed, sir. You are an expected colonel. May I take your coat? It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name's Colonel.
Excuse me, sir, but tonight you may well feel obliged to my employer for the use of an alias.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Wadsworth, sir, the butler. Yvette, will you attend to the colonel and give him anything he requires? Within reason, that is.
Wadsworth. I was, Ding dong.
Do come in, madam. You are expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White.
Yes, it says so in the letter, but why?
May I introduce you? Mrs. White, this is Yvette, the maid. Oh, I see you know each other.
Hello.
Hello.
Outside of the house, a woman's vehicle has broken down in the storm. A second vehicle drives up to her rescue, or to her doom.
Hey, you want a lift?
Yes, please. Thanks. I'm late for a dinner date.
Oh, me too. Where are you going?
Let's see. Hill House off of Route 41.
Wait a minute. Let me look at that. That's where I'm going. I got a letter like this.
It should be just off there.
Yeah, that must be it.
Why is the car stopped?
It's frightened.
We return to the library within Hill House, where a middle-aged woman has joined the party.
And this is Mrs. Peacock.
How do you do?
Hello.
Yvette, will you go and check that dinner will be ready as soon as all the guests have arrived?
Record.
Ding dong.
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Body? Body?
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes.
Sit! No, not you, sir.
Oh, what a godforsaken place.
Professor Plum and Mrs. Scarlet. I didn't realize you were acquainted.
We weren't.
Ladies, gentlemen, may I present Professor Plum and Miss Scarlet? Of course, since you've each been addressed by a pseudonym, you'll have realized that nobody here is being addressed by their real name.
Dinner is prepared.
Oh, watch yourself. You spilled champagne on me.
I'm sorry. I'm a little accident prone.
Dinner. Follow me. You'll find your names beside your places. Please be seated.
The head of the table. So is this seat for you?
Oh, indeed, no, sir. I'm merely a humble butler.
And what exactly do you do?
I buttle, sir.
Which means what?
The butler is the head of the kitchen and the dining room. I keep everything tidy. That's all.
Well, what's all this about, Butler? This dinner party?
Ours is not to reason why. Ours is but to do and die.
Die?
Merely quoting, sir, from Alfred Lord Tennyson.
I prefer Kipling myself. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Do you like Kipling, Miss Scarlet?
Sure. I'll eat anything.
Shark's fin soup, madame.
Ah, so this seat, this is for our host.
No, sir, for the 7th guest, Mr. Body.
What?
I thought Mr. Body was our host.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's what I
That's what
thought.
I
Yeah,
thought.
me
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, here.
So who is our host, Mr. Wadsworth?
Well, I want to start while it's still hot.
Oh, now we shouldn't wait for the other guest.
I will keep something warm for him.
What did you have in mind, dear?
Gesundheit. Handkerchief?
Well, someone's got to break the ice, and it might as well be me. I mean, I'm used to being a hostess. It's part of my husband's work, and it's always difficult when a group of new friends meet together for the first time to get acquainted. So I'm perfectly prepared to start the ball rolling. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, or what this place is about, but I am determined to enjoy myself, and I'm very intrigued. And oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
You say you're used to being hostess as part of your husband's work.
Oh, yes, it's an integral part of your life when you are the wife of a... Oh, but then I forgot we're not supposed to say who we really are. Though heavens to Betsy, I don't know why.
Don't you?
I mean, I know who you are.
Aren't you going to tell us?
Well, how do you know who I am?
I work in Washington, too.
Oh, so you're a politician's wife.
Yes, yes, I am.
Well, come on then. Who's your husband?
Mrs. White, and what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just lies around on his back all day.
Sounds like hard work to me.
I'm so sorry. I'm afraid I'm a little accident prone. Here, I'll clean it for you.
Watch it.
This is one of my favorite recipes.
I know, madam.
So, what do you do in Washington, D.C., Mr. Green? Come on, what do you do? I mean, how are we to get acquainted if we don't say anything about ourselves?
Perhaps he doesn't want to get acquainted with you.
Well, I'm sure I don't know, but if I wasn't trying to keep up the conversation going, then we would just be sitting here in an embarrassed silence.
Are you afraid of silence, Mrs. Peacock?
Yes, what? No. Why?
Oh, it just seems to me that you suffer from what we call pressure of speech.
We? Who's we? Are you a psychiatrist? A shrink?
Well, I do know a little bit about psychological medicine, yes.
Are you a doctor?
I am, but I don't practice.
Practice makes perfect. I think most men need a little practice. Don't you, Mrs. Peacock?
So what do you do, Professor?
I work for UNO, the United Nations organization.
Another politician? Jesus.
No, I work for a branch of UNO, WHO, the World Health Organization.
Well, what is your area of special concern?
Family planning. What about you, Colonel? Are you a real colonel?
I am, sir.
You're not going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How did you know that? Have we met before?
I've certainly seen you before, although you may not have seen me.
So, Miss Scarlet, does this mean that you live in Washington, D.C. too?
Sure do.
Does anyone here not live in Washington, D.C.?
I don't.
Yes, but you work for the United Nations. That's a government job. And the rest of us all live in a government town. Anyone here not earn their living from the government in one way or another?
Wadsworth, where's our host? And why have we been brought here?
No.
Excuse me. Ah, good evening. You are eagerly awaited.
Hey, you locking me in? I'll take the key.
Over my dead body, sir. May I take your bag?
No, I'll leave it here till I need it.
It contains evidence, I presume.
Surprises, my friend. That's what it contains, surprises.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Body?
What are they all doing here?
Eating dinner. Do sit down, Mr. Body.
Thanks.
Monsieur.
Nah, you can take that away, honey.
Look, I demand to know what's going on. Now, why have we all been dragged up to this horrible place?
Well, I believe we all received a letter. My letter says, it will be to your advantage to be present on this date because a Mr. Body will bring to an end a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability. It is signed a friend.
I received a similar letter.
So did we, didn't we?
I also received a letter. No thanks, Eva. I just ate.
Now, how did you know her name?
We know each other, don't we, dear?
Sacre bleu, monsieur.
Forgive my curiosity, Mr. Body, but did your letter say the same thing?
No.
I see. Can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert? No? In that case, may I suggest we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, which point I believe our unknown host will reveal his intentions.
Well, there's no one here.
Please help yourself to the brandy and be seated.
Do you mind if I smoke?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm instructed to tell you what we all have in common with each other. Unless you would care to do the honors, Mr. Body?
Why me? They know who I am?
I don't think so. You've never identified yourself to them, I believe.
It's a hoax. I suggest we all leave.
I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot leave this house.
No? Who's gonna stop me?
There's no way out. All the windows have bars. All the doors are locked.
This is an outrage. You can't hold us prisoner.
Yeah. What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, please return to the study. Everything will be explained. You too, Mr. Body. You're going the wrong way. You can't get out that way.
Why not? I could break the glass.
Row.
Now, let us return to the study. Ladies and gentlemen, you all have one thing in common. You're all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, and in some cases more than you can afford to someone who threatens to expose you, and none of you know who's blackmailing you, do you?
Oh, please. I've never heard anything so ridiculous. I mean, nobody could blackmail me. My life is an open book. I've never done anything wrong.
Anybody else wish to deny it? Very well. As everyone here is in the same boat, there's no harm in revealing us some details. And my instructions are to do so. Thank you, Yvette.
D'accord.
Don't you think you could spare us this humiliation?
I'm sorry. Professor Plum, you were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping paranoid and homicidal lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the United Nations.
So your work has not changed, but you don't practice medicine at the UN. His license to practice has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know what doctors aren't allowed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah?
Well, he did.
Oh, how disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Miss Peacock? How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering your husband, Senator Peacock's vote to servant lobbyists?
Oh, my husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not if it's publicly declared, perhaps, but if the payment is delivered by slipping used greenbacks in plain envelopes under the door of the men's room, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
Well, how would you know? When were you in the men's room?
Oh, so it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
Oh, I'm sure we're all glad to hear that. But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers.
Well, I am willing to believe you, but I, too, am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
Yeah, me too.
And me.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
Oh, I'm being blackmailed. I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What did you do?
Well, to be perfectly frank, I run a specialized hotel and a telephone service, which provides gentlemen with the company of a young lady for a short while.
Oh, yeah? What's the phone number?
Ugh.
So how did you know Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlet.
Well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Ha ha! So it is true.
A double negative.
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right. Hey!
But seriously, I don't see what's so terrible about Colonel Mustard visiting a house of ill fame. Most soldiers do, don't they?
Oh, please.
But he holds a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. And, Colonel, you drive a very expensive car for someone who lives on the Colonel's pay.
I don't. I came into money during the war, when I lost my mommy and daddy.
Mrs. White, you've been paying off on the blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances?
Why is that funny?
I see. That's why he was lying on his back in his coffin.
I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want a scandal, do I? We had a very humiliating public confrontation. He was deranged. Lunatic. He didn't actually seem to like me very much. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant he threatened in public to kill her.
Oh. And what was his final word on the matter?
Being killed is pretty final, wouldn't you say?
Oh, and yet he was the one who died, not you, Mrs. White. Not you.
What did he do for a living?
He was a scientist, nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He was always a rather stupidly optimistic man. I mean, I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. But he was found dead at home. His head had been cut off, and so had his,
Oh.
I had been out all evening at the movies.
Do you miss him?
Well, it's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
But he was your second husband. Your first husband also disappeared.
But that was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
I have something to say. I'm not going to wait for Wadsworth here to unmask me. I work for the State Department, and I am a homosexual. I feel no personal shame or guilt about this. But I must keep it a secret or I lose my job on security grounds. Thank you.
Well, that just leaves Mr. Body.
So what's your little secret?
His secret? Oh, hadn't you guessed? He's the one who's blackmailing you all.
You bastard! Put him up!
Gentlemen.
Come on, if you can't fight fairly, don't fight at all!
Nobody calls me a bastard.
Take this!
Was that necessary, Mrs. White?
Wait. The police are coming. Listen, blackmail depends on secrecy. You've all admitted how he's been able to blackmail you. All you have to do is tell the police. He'll be convicted and your troubles will be over.
Not so easy. You'll never tell the police.
Then I shall. I have evidence in my possession, and this conversation is being tape recorded.
Point of order, tape recording is not admissible evidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, the police will be here in about 45 minutes. Tell them the truth, and Mr. Body will be behind bars. Where are you going this time?
I think I can help them make up their minds. Let me just get my little bag from the hall. Who can guess what's in here?
The evidence against us, no doubt.
We didn't know you were meeting you tonight. Did you know you were meeting us?
Oh, yes.
What were you told precisely?
Merely that you were all meeting to discuss our little financial arrangements, and if I did not appear, Wadsworth would be informing the police about it all. Naturally, I could hardly resist putting in an appearance. Excuse me. You are now each holding a package I've brought just for you. Open it.
Why not? I enjoy getting presents from strange men. A candlestick? What's this for?
A noose?
A lead pipe.
A wrench.
Bulver?
A dagger?
In your hands, you each have a lethal weapon. If you denounce me to the police, you will also be exposed and humiliated. I'll see to that in court. But if one of you kills Wadsworth now, no one but the 7 of us will ever know. He has the key to the front door, which he said would only be opened over his dead body. I suggest we take him up on that offer. The only way to avoid finding yourselves on the front pages is for one of you to kill Wadsworth. I'll just turn off the lights now.
Oh my!
Bang!
Turn on the lights!
Ah, someone killed him!
That's not Wadsworth.
Stand back! Give him air! Let me see. It's Mr. Body. He's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
Then you shot him.
I didn't!
Well, you had the gun. If you didn't shoot him, who did?
Nobody! Look, there's no gunshot wound. Somebody tried to grab the gun from me in the dark, and the gun went off. Look, the bullet broke the vase on the mantle.
He's absolutely right. Look, there's a bullet hole in the wall. Right here in the wall. You see that?
How did he die?
I don't know. I'm not a forensic expert.
Well, one of us must have killed him.
Well, I didn't do it.
Oh, I need a drink.
Maybe he was poisoned.
Now, it's okay. Here, have a seat. Calm down. Shush. Smack! I had to stop her from screaming. Sorry.
Was the brandy poisoned?
I don't know.
Looks like we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
That's in a different room.
Let's go.
It's locked.
Open up.
It must be the murderer.
Why would he scream?
He must have had a victim in here. Oh my God, Yvette!
Oh my God.
Come in. Come in.
You're alive.
No thanks to you.
What do you mean?
You locked me up with a murderer, you idiot.
So the murderer is in this room.
Mommy.
But where?
Where? Where? We are looking at him. Oh, isn't that what Mrs. White said in the study? One of you is the killer.
How did you know we said that?
I was listening.
But why were you screaming in here all by yourself?
Because I am frightened. Me too. I drink the cognac. Montoui, I can't stay in here all by myself.
Come back to the study with us.
With the murderer?
There's safety in numbers, my dear.
Is there no indication of how he died?
No.
This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. It's not what I intended. Oh my God.
Not what you intended.
So you're not the butler?
I'm not the butler, but I am a butler. In fact, I was his butler.
So if he told you to invite us all to his house, why did he arrive late?
I invited you. In fact, I wrote the letters. It was all my idea.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. Why did you invite us here to meet your late employer? Were you assisting him to blackmail us?
Certainly not.
I think you had better explain.
Please sit down, everyone. When I said that I was Mr. Body's butler, this was both true and misleading. I was once his butler, But it was not his untimely death this evening that brought my employment with him to an end.
Well, when did it come to an end?
When my wife decided to end her life. She too was being blackmailed by this odious man who now lies dead before us. He hated my wife for the same reason that he hated all of you. He believed that you were all thoroughly un-American.
Sorry.
For some reason, he felt that it was inappropriate for a senator to have a corrupt wife, for a doctor to take advantage of his patients, for a wife to emasculate her husband, and so forth.
But this is ridiculous. If he was such a patriotic American, why didn't he just report us to the authorities?
He decided to put his information to good use and make a little money out of it. What could be more American than that?
Yeah,
Right. Makes sense, yeah.
And what was your role in all of this?
I was a victim too. At least my wife was. She had friends who were socialists. Well, we all make mistakes. But Mr. Botany threatened to give my wife's name to the House Un-American Activities Committee unless she named them. She refused, and so he blackmailed her. We had no money, and the price of his silence was that we worked for him for nothing. We were slaves. Well, to make a long story short...
Too late.
The suicide of my wife preyed on my mind and created a sense of injustice to me. I resolved to put Mr. Body behind bars. It seemed to be the best way to do it, and to free all of you from the same burden of blackmail was to get everyone face to face, confront Mr. Body with his crimes, and then turn him over to the police.
So everything is explained.
Nothing's explained. We still don't know who killed him.
Well, the point is, we've got to find out in the next 39 minutes before the police arrive.
My God, we can't have them come here now.
But how can we possibly find out which one of you did it?
What do you mean, which of you did it?
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, one of us did. We all had the opportunity. We all had a motive.
Great. We'll all go to the chair.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Well, who else could it have been?
Who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
The
Cook! The kitchen, this way.
Well, she's not here.
The cook's body tumbles out into Mr. Green's arms. She now has the dagger sticking out of her back. Mr. Green is having difficulty holding her.
I didn't do it. Somebody help me, please. Somebody help me, please.
Don't touch the knife. That's evidence.
Not for us. We have to find out who did this. We can't take fingerprints.
I think you'd better explain yourself, Wadsworth.
Me? Why me?
Who would want to kill the cook?
Ah, God.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I was the killer, I'd kill you next.
Oh?
I said if. Hey, come on. There's only one admitted killer here, and it's certainly not me. It's Mrs. White.
I've admitted nothing.
Well, you paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's.
Yours.
5.
5.
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
You lure men to their deaths like a spider with flies.
Flies are where men are most vulnerable.
Right. Wait. Well, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who had the dagger anyway? It was you, Ms. Peacock, wasn't it?
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study.
When?
I don't know. Before I fainted, after I fainted, I don't know. But any of you could have picked it up.
Look, I suggest we take the cook's body into the study.
Why?
I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy. This way.
Look!
What?
The body's gone!
Oh. What are you all staring at?
Nothing.
Well, who's there?
Nobody.
No body. No body. That's what we mean. Mr. Body's body, it's gone.
Maybe he wasn't dead.
He was.
We should have made sure.
How? By cutting his head off, I suppose?
That wasn't called for.
So where is he?
We better look for him.
Well, he couldn't have been dead.
He was. At least, I thought he was. But what difference does it make now?
It makes quite a difference to him. Maybe there is life after death.
Life after death is as improbable as sex after marriage.
Maybe Mr. Body killed the cook.
Yes!
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to, is there a little girl's room?
Oh, oui, madame.
Oh, no, I just have to powder my nose, thank you.
What's this, Wadsworth?
I'm afraid those are the negatives to which Colonel Mustard earlier referred.
Oh my god!
Were you planning to blackmail him, Wadsworth?
Certainly not. I've obtained them for the Colonel, and I was going to give them back as soon as Mr. Body was unmasked.
Very pretty. Would you like to see these, Yvette? They might shock you.
No, merci. I am a lady.
Oh, how do you know what kind of pictures they are if you're such a lady?
What sort of pictures are they?
They are my pictures, and I'd like them back. Please.
No, I'm afraid there's something in them that concerns me, too.
Let me see.
Oh my. No one can get into that position.
Sure they can. Let me show you.
Get off me.
Mrs. Peacock!
God.
It's Mr. Body!
He's attacking her.
Wait a minute. He's dead.
Mr. Body? Dead? Again?
Oh my god!
She's going to faint.
Somebody catch her!
I'll catch you. Fall into my arms. Oh, sorry.
You've got blood on your hands.
I didn't do it.
He's got new injuries. Well, he's certainly dead now. Why would anyone want to kill him twice?
Seems so unnecessary.
It's what we call overkill.
It's what we call psychotic.
Unless he wasn't dead before.
What's the difference?
We're trying to find out. We're trying to find out who killed him and where and with what.
There's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting. All right, I am. I'm shouting. I'm shouting. I'm shout.
Bonk! The candlestick falls and bangs Wadsworth on the head. It had been hidden on the door's framework.
All right, well, let's put the corpses on the sofa. Ladies first.
Careful. Don't get blood on the sofa.
How do we put her down? The dagger will go further in her back.
Tip her forward, over the arm of the sofa. Now, Mr. Body, bring him in. All right. Who had access to the candlestick?
It was given to you.
Yeah, but I dropped it on the table. Anyone could have picked it up. You. Him.
Look, we still have all these weapons. The gun, the rope, the wrench, the lead pipe. Let's put them all in this cupboard and lock it. There's a homicidal maniac about.
What are you doing with the key?
I'm putting it in my pocket.
Why?
Well, to keep it safe, obviously.
Well, that means that you can open it whatever you want.
But it also means that you can't.
But what if you're the murderer?
I'm not.
But what if you are?
Well, it's got to be put somewhere. If I've got it, I know I'm safe.
But we don't know that we are.
Oh, I have an idea. We'll throw it away.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
agree. Yes,
Okay.
sure, yes.
I'll throw it at the front door. Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. How can we help you?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down out here, and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Just a moment, please. Very well, sir. Would you care to come in?
Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone. What body?
Well, there's nobody. There's nobody. There's nobody in the study.
No!
But I think there's a phone in the lounge.
Thank you.
Here you are, sir. When you finish your call, perhaps you'd be good enough to wait here.
Certainly.
I'll shut the doors for your privacy.
Wadsworth, where's the key?
I just locked the doors in my pocket.
Not that key. The key to the cupboard with the weapons.
You still wish me to throw it away?
Yes!
Very well. Yeet! Well, what now?
Wadsworth, let me out.
No.
Why not?
We've got to know who did it. We're all in this together now.
If you leave, I'll say that you killed them both.
Oh, Wadsworth, I'll make you sorry you ever started this. One day when we're alone together.
Mrs. White, no man in his right mind would be alone together with you.
Well, I could use a drink.
Why'd you look in there?
Oh, just checking.
Everything all right?
Yep, 2 corpses. Everything's fine. Anybody else want a whiskey?
Yeah.
All right, look. Pay attention, everybody. Wadsworth, am I right in thinking there is nobody else in this house?
No.
Then there is someone else in this house.
No, sorry, I said no, meaning yes.
No, meaning yes? Look, I want a straight answer. Is there someone else in this house, or isn't there? Yes or no?
No.
No, there is, or no, there isn't?
Yes.
Please, don't you think we should get that man out of the house before he finds out what's been going on here?
Yes.
How can we throw him outside in this weather?
If we let him stay in the house, he may get suspicious.
If we throw him out, he may get even more suspicious.
If I were him, I'd be suspicious already.
Oh, who cares? That guy doesn't matter. Let him stay locked up for another half an hour. The police will be here by then. And there are 2 dead bodies in the study.
Well, there's still some confusion as to whether or not there's anybody else in this house.
I told you there isn't.
There isn't any confusion, or there isn't anybody else?
Either. Oh, both.
Just give me a clear answer.
Certainly. What was the question?
Is there anybody else in this house?
No.
No.
That's what he says. But does he know? I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and we search the house.
Split up?
Yes, we have very little time left, so we'll split up into pairs.
Pairs?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Suppose that one of us is the murderer. If we split up into pairs, whichever one is left with the killer might get killed.
But then we would have discovered who the murderer is.
But the other half of the pair would be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are inevitable. You cannot break egg. You cannot make an omelet without breaking any eggs. Every cook will tell you that.
But look what happened to the cook.
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
Well, what choice do we have?
None.
I suppose you're right.
Bon decor, but it is dark upstairs and I am frightened of the dark. Will anyone go with me?
I will.
I will.
No, thank you.
Suggest we all draw lots from partners. Ready? The 2 shortest together, the next 2 shortest together, agreed. And I suggest the 2 shortest search the cellar, and so on and up.
Short.
Shorter.
Mine's uncut.
Not even close.
It's pretty close to mine.
Mrs. White, you seem to be with me. We'll be heading to the 2nd floor.
Monsieur Vert, it seems you are with me.
And we've got the attic. Do you want to go up in front of me?
Absolutely no.
I'm sure there's no one up there.
Then you go in front.
All right.
You aren't moving. Go on. I'll be right behind you.
That's why I'm nervous.
Then we go together.
So, Peacock, it's you and me, honey bunch.
Oh, God.
Oh, this must be the door to the cellar. Well, ladies first.
Oh, no, you can go first.
No, I insist.
Oh, no, I insist.
Well, what are you afraid of? A fate worse than death?
No, just death. Isn't that enough? You stay here.
Mrs. White, are you going in there?
Yes, are you?
Yes. Right.
Right.
I don't see any light switches in there.
Well, neither do I, but there must be switches somewhere.
Shall I come in with you?
No, no, thank you.
If there's anybody in here, just look out.
Are you hiding? I'm coming.
Hello? Are you there? I'm a little nervous. I'm in this big house and I've been locked into the lounge. Yes. The funny thing is, there's a whole group of people here having some sort of party, and one of them is my old boss from.
Clang!
The wrench lands soundly on the back of the motorist's head.
Well, Scarlet, we know what's in the study. We just came from the library, and the stranger's locked up in the lounge.
Let's go look in the billiard room again.
Ladies first.
No, thanks.
Well, what room is this?
Search me.
All right.
Get your mitts off of me.
Well, there's nobody here.
He's behind one of those curtains.
Ah, you look. I'll go search the kitchen.
What? Fine. It's fine. Just going to pull back this very suspiciously moving curtain and oh, just a stupid broken window. Whoa! Hey, Master! I found something!
Hey! Looks like a secret passage.
Should we see where it leads?
What the hell? I'll go first. I've had a good life. Hey! This took us back to the lounge.
Oh my god! The motorist! He's dead!
The doors are locked!
Where is the screaming coming from?
Where are we going?
Where are they?
The lounge!
The door's locked.
I know.
Then unlock it.
Where's the key?
The key is gone.
Never mind about the key. Unlock the door.
I can't unlock the door without the key. Let us in! Let us in!
Let us out! Let us out!
It's no good. Stand back. There's no alternative. I'm just going to have to break it down. Ow! Ow!
I know. I have it.
Will you shut up? We're doing our best.
Monsieur and Madame, I have the pistol. I will open for you. Oh,
Bang!
You stepped on me.
She shut the chandelier.
Hit the deck!
They're shooting at us!
I will try again.
Bang! Bang!
I've been shot! I've been shot!
Come out. The door is open.
Why are you shooting that thing at us?
Get you out.
You know you could have killed us! I could have been killed! I just can't take any more scares.
The chandelier! Watch out! Smash!
Oh my god. My heart.
But look in the lounge. He's dead.
Which one of you did it?
We found him together.
How did you get in?
The door was locked.
It's a great trick.
There's a secret passageway from the conservatory.
Is that the same gun?
From the cupboard?
But it was locked.
No, it was unlocked.
Unlocked?
Unlocked?
But yes, see for yourself.
How did you know it was unlocked? How did you know you could get at the gun?
I didn't. I think I would break it open, but it was open already.
A likely story.
Ding
Ding dong.
Maybe they'll just go away.
Ding dong.
Don't move. Don't make a sound.
Ding dong. I'm gonna open it.
Why?
I had nothing to hide. I didn't do it. Wadsworth, give me the key. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
I found an abandoned car down near the gates of this house. Did the driver come in here for any help by any chance?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
It's the driver.
No, never seen it before.
What?
No.
Well, actually, yes.
There seems to be some kind of disagreement.
What's a disagreement, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Can I come in and use your phone?
Of course you may, sir. You may use one in the, no. You could use the one in the, no. Would you be kind enough to wait in the, library?
Sure. Don't I know you someplace?
Me? I do not think so.
You all seem to be very anxious about something.
It's the chandelier. It fell down, almost killed us. Would you like to come this way, please, sir? Please help yourself to a drink if you'd like. But not the cognac, just in case.
Just in case of what?
No matter, I'll close the doors for your privacy. What now?
We should have told him.
Oh, very well for you to say that now.
I said it then.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, shut up.
Up.
All right, so let's clean this up.
The phone.
It stopped ringing.
Maybe the cop answered it.
And who shall I say is calling? Will you hold on, please? Let me out of here. Let me out of here. You have no right to shut me in. I'll book you for false arrest, wrongful imprisonment, and obstructing an officer in the course of his duty. And murder.
What do you mean, murder?
I just said it to you to open the door. What's going on around here, and why would you lock me in? And why are you receiving phone calls from J. Edgar Hoover?
J. Edgar Hoover?
That's right, the head of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Why is J. Edgar Hoover on your phone?
I don't know. He's on everybody else's. Why shouldn't he be on mine? Excuse me.
What's going on here?
We're having a party.
Mind if I look around?
Sure. You can show him around, Mr. Green.
Me?
Yes, you can show him the dining room, the kitchen, the ballroom.
Fine, officer. Come with me. I'll show you the dining room, or the kitchen, or the ballroom.
Quick, while he's busy. Make it look convincing. Come on.
So this is the dining room. It's great.
No kidding. What's going on in those two rooms?
Which two rooms?
Those two rooms.
Oh, those two rooms.
Yes.
Officer, I don't think you should go in there.
Why not?
Because it's all too shocking.
Woo!
It's not all that shocking. These folks are just having a good time.
Oh my God.
Excuse me. Hey, this man's drunk. Dead drunk.
Dead right.
You're not going to drive home, are you?
He won't be driving home, officer. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Somebody will give him a lift, huh?
We'll get him a car.
A long black car.
A limousine.
Officer,
You're too late. I've seen it all.
you have. Well, I can explain everything.
You don't have to.
I don't.
Don't worry. There's nothing illegal about any of this.
Are you sure?
Of course. This is America.
I see.
It's a free country. Don't you know that?
I didn't know it was that free.
May I use your phone now?
Certainly.
Why did you lock him in again?
We haven't finished searching the house yet.
Oh, we're running out of time. Only 15 minutes before the police come.
The police already came.
Shut up!
Shut up!
All right, let's get on with it.
Monsieur?
Let's check out the kitchen.
Look, in the freezer.
Another secret passage?
I can't believe it. I wonder where this one goes.
Well, let's find out.
It goes to the study. Oh, we've already been here.
Well, let's try the ballroom again.
Someone turned off the lights.
Don't you touch me!
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? There's something funny going on around here. I don't know what it is. No, I'm not on duty. But I have a feeling that I'm in danger. You know that big, ugly house on top? Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Clang! The lead pipe swings and clubbers the officer on the back of his head, killing him.
Shut the door. Did anyone recognize you?
They must have, and not just my face. They know every inch of my body, and they're not the only ones. Wait a minute. It's you! Not the noose!
Ding dong!
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram.
Bang!
Gunshot. Shouting. I'm coming. I'm just trying to find the door.
The lights are back on.
Oh my God.
Not Yvette.
And the cop.
2 murderers.
Neither of them shot. I thought I heard a gun.
I did.
So did I.
I thought I heard the front door slam.
Oh God, out here.
3 murders.
6 altogether.
This is getting serious. No gun. Yvette dropped it here. Very well. I know who did it.
You do?
You?
And furthermore, I'm going to tell you how it was all done. In order to help you understand what happened, I shall need to take you through the events of the evening step by step. At the start of the evening, Yvette was here by herself, waiting to offer you all a glass of champagne. I was in the hall. I know because I was there. Then I hurried across to the kitchen. And the cook was in there, alive, sharpening knives, preparing for dinner, and then the doorbell rang. Colonel Mustard, it was you.
Yes.
I asked for you for your coat, and I recognized you as Colonel Mustard. I'm preventing you from telling me the real name because I didn't want any of you to use any name other than the pseudonym, and I introduced myself to you as the butler, and I ran across the hall to the library. And then Yvette met you and smiled and poured your drink, and the doorbell rang, and it was Mrs. White, looking pale and tragic, and I took off her coat and made off. And I introduced you to Colonel Mustard. Hello, hello. And I noticed that Mrs. White and Yvette flinched. Then there was a rumble of thunder and a crash of lightning. And to make a long story short,
Too late.
one by one, you all arrived. And the gong was struck by the cook. And we went to the dining room. And Mrs. Peacock sat here. And Mr. Professor Plum sat here. And Mr. White sat here. And Mr. Green and Miss Scarlet. Colonel Mustard. This head of chair was vacant. Anyway, we all revealed that we all received a letter. And you had a letter, 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 and you had a letter.
Get on with it!
on with
The point
it.
is blackmail.
But all this came out after dinner in the study.
You're right. In the study, Mr. Green stood here, and Miss Peacock there, and Miss Scarlet there, and Professor Plum there, and Colonel Mustard and Mrs. White, and
Get on with
Get
it!
on with it.
I'm getting there. And Mr. Body went to get his surprise packages in the hall, and you all opened the presents, and Mr. Body switched out the lights.
He turned off the lights.
Ah!
Ah! Oh, thank God the lights are back on.
Wait, is he dead?
Mr. Body lay on the floor, apparently dead.
He was dead. I examined him.
Then why was he bashed in the head a few minutes later with a candlestick if he was dead already?
All right, I made a mistake.
Right. But if so, why was Mr. Body pretending to be dead? It could only be because he realized his scheme had misfired and the gunshot was intended to kill him, not me. Look, the bullet grazed his ear. Clearly his best way of escaping death was to pretend to be dead already.
So whoever grabbed the gun from me in the dark was trying to kill him.
But remember what happened next. Mrs. Peacock took a drink. Professor Plum said, maybe it's poison. She screams, ah! 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 Mr. Green! Well, I had to stop her screaming. Then, more screaming. Yvette, the billiard room. We all rushed out. But one of us wasn't here. No.
No.
No. Maybe one of us was murdering the cook. Who wasn't here with us?
Do you know?
I do. While we stood here trying to stop Yvette from panicking, one of us could have stayed in the study, picked up the dagger, run down the hall, and stabbed the cook.
Well, how could he risk it? We might have seen him running back.
Not if they used this secret passage. And the murderer ran back down the secret passage to the study.
Is that where it comes out?
Yes, look.
What?
How did you know?
This house belongs to a friend of mine. I've known all along.
So you could be the murderer.
Don't be ridiculous. If I was the murderer, why would I reveal how I did it?
Well, yeah, I guess
That's
it makes
fine.
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, who else knew about the secret passage?
We found it, Colonel Mustard and me.
You found it. You could have known about it all the time.
But I didn't.
Well, why should we believe you?
Because she was with us all in the billiard room down doorway while Yvette was screaming. Don't you remember?
Well, what I don't understand is why was the cook murdered? She had nothing to do with Mr. Body.
Of course she did. I gathered you all here together because you were all implicated in Mr. Body's dastardly blackmail. Did none of you deduce that the others were involved too?
What others?
The cook and Yvette.
No.
That's how he got all his information. Before he could blackmail anyone, Mr. Body had to discover their guilty secret. The cook and Yvette were his accomplices.
I see. So, whoever knew that the cook was involved killed her?
Yes, I know because I was Mr. Body's butler, but the cook had worked for one of you. Mrs. White, you would recognize Yvette, didn't you? Don't deny it.
What do you mean, don't deny it? I'm not denying anything.
Another denial.
All right, it's true. I knew Yvette. My husband had an affair with her. I didn't care. I wasn't jealous.
You knew Yvette, didn't you?
Yes. She worked for me.
And you also knew her, sir. We've already established that you were one of Mrs. Scarlett's clients. That's why you're so desperate to get your hands on those negatives. Photographs of you and Yvette in flagrante delicto. Remember?
Mr. Body threatened to send those pictures to my dear old mother. The shock would have killed her.
Ha! That would have been quite an achievement since you told us that she's dead already. So he had the motive.
You all had a motive.
Yeah, but where and when was Mr. Body killed?
Don't you see? Listen, we came back to the study with Yvette. Mr. Body was on the floor, pretending to be dead, but one of us noticed he was alive. So I explained that I was Mr. Body's butler and I invited you here, and we realized there was only one other person in the house.
The cook!
By now, she was dead. We laid her down with our backs to the freezer. One of us slipped through the same secret passage.
Again?
Of course! They went back to the study. The murderer was in the secret passage. Meanwhile, Mr. Body had been on the floor. He jumped up. The murderer came out of the secret panel, picked up the candlestick. Mr. Body followed us out to the study into the hall looking for escape. The murderer kept up behind him and killed him.
Would you stop hitting me?
No! Then he threw him in the toilet.
No,
And nonchalantly rejoined us beside the cook's body in the kitchen. It took less than half a minute.
So who wasn't there the entire time in the kitchen?
Whoever it was the murderer. So then we put the weapons in the cupboard, locked it, and ran to the front door to throw away the key. The motorist! I didn't throw away the key. I could put it in my pocket, and someone could have taken it out of my pocket and substituted another.
We were all in a huddle. Any one of us could have done that.
Precisely.
Wait a minute. Colonel Mustard has a top secret Pentagon job. Miss White's husband is a nuclear physicist, and Yvette is a link between them?
What is your top secret job, Colonel?
I can tell you, he's working on the secret of the next fusion bomb.
How did you know that?
Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
So can I.
Is this a plot between them, Wadsworth, or did Colonel Mustard do it alone?
We shall see. Let's take a look at the other murders.
Yes, bad luck that motorist arrived at that time.
It wasn't luck. I invited him.
You did?
Of course, it's obvious. Everyone here tonight was either Mr. Body's victim or accomplice. Everyone who has died gave him vital information about one of you. I got them here so they'd give evidence against him and force him to confess.
Oh, yeah? What about that motorist? What kind of information did he have?
He was my driver during the war.
And what was he holding over you?
He knew that I was a war profiteer. I stole essential Air Force radio parts and I sold them on the black market. That's how I made all my money. But that does not make me a murderer.
Well, a lot of our airmen died because their radios didn't work. Was the policeman working for Mr. Body too?
Cop was from Washington. He was on my payroll. I bribed him once a week so I could carry on with business. Mr. Body found out somehow.
Oh my God.
Oh, please.
And the singing telegram girl?
She was my patient once. I had an affair with her. That's how I lost my license. Mr. Body found that out too.
So now you know. Now you all know why they died. Whoever killed Mr. Body also wanted his accomplices dead.
How did the murderer know about them all? I mean, I admit that I had guessed that this young singer informed on me to Mr. Body, but I didn't know anything about any of you until this evening.
First, the murderer needed to get the weapons. Easy. He stole the key from my pocket, then we followed Colonel Mustard's suggestion that we split up and search the house.
That's right. It was Colonel Mustard's suggestion.
And one of us got away from his or her partner and hurried to the study. On the desk was the envelope for Mr. Body. It contained photographs and letters, the evidence of Mr. Body's network of informants.
Where is the envelope now?
Gone. Destroyed. Perhaps in the fire. It's the only possible place. Ha-ha! Then having found out the whole story, the murderer went to the cupboard, unlocked it with the key, took out the wrench.
Then we found the secret passage from the conservatory to the lounge, where we found the motorist dead.
That's right, and we couldn't get in, so Yvette ran to the open cupboard and shut the door open. Bang! And then the doorbell rang.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Oh, whoever it is, they gotta go away or they'll be killed. Oh!
Good evening. Have you ever given any thought to the kingdom of heaven?
What?
Repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
You ain't just whistling Dixie.
Armageddon is almost upon us.
I got news for you. It's already here.
Oh, go away!
But your souls are in danger.
Our lives are in danger, you beatnik!
The cop arrived next. We locked him in the library. We forgot the cupboard with the weapons was now unlocked. Then we split up again, and the murderer switched off the electricity. He does so. Everything goes black.
Oh my God!
Oh, not again.
Turn on the lights.
Sorry, didn't mean to frighten you.
You're a bit late for that. I hate it when he does that.
Then there were 3 more murders.
So which of us killed them?
Well, none of us killed Mr. Body or the cook.
So who did?
The one person who wasn't with us. Yvette.
Yvette?
She was in the billiard room listening to our conversation. She heard the gunshot. She thought he was dead. And while we all examined the bullet hole, she crept into the study, picked up the dagger, ran into the kitchen, and stabbed the cook. We didn't hear the cook scream because Mrs. Peacock was screaming about the poison brandy. Then, Yvette returned to the billiard room. She screamed, and we all ran to her.
Well, when did she kill Mr. Body?
When I said. We all ran to the kitchen to see the cook. Yvette hid in the study to check that Mr. Body was dead. He got up and followed them down the hall. So she hit him on the head with a candlestick and dragged him to the toilet.
Why?
To create confusion.
It worked.
Why did she do it?
Was it because she was acting under orders? From the person who later killed her?
Who?
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 Was it one of her clients? Or was it a jealous wife? Or an adulterous doctor? No. It was her employer, Miss Scarlet.
That's a lie.
Is it? You used her the way you always used her. You killed the motorist when we split up to search the house.
How could I have known about the secret passage?
Easy. Yvette told you. So when we split up again, you switched off the electricity. It was easy for you here on the ground floor. Then in the dark, you got the lead pipe and the rope, strangled Yvette, ran to the library, killed the cop, picked up the gun where Yvette dropped it, opened the front door, recognized the singing telegram from her photograph, and shot her.
You've no proof.
The gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn on your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Miss Scarlet.
Brilliantly worked out, Wadsworth. I congratulate you.
Me too.
Shut up.
Now, there's one thing I don't understand.
One thing?
Why did you do it? Half of Washington knows what kind of business you run. You were in no real danger. The whole town would be implicated if you were exposed.
I don't think they know my real business. My business is secrets. Yvette found them out for me. The secrets of Senator Peacock's Defense Committee, of Colonel Mustard's fusion bomb, Professor Plum's UN contacts, and the work of your husband, the nuclear physicist.
So, it is political. You're a communist.
No, Mr. Green. Communism is just a red herring. Like all members of the oldest profession, I'm a capitalist. I'm going to sell my secrets, your secrets, to the highest bidder.
Yeah? And what if we don't cooperate?
You will. Or I'll expose you.
We could expose you. 6 murders?
I hardly think it will enhance your reputation at the UN, Professor Plum, if it's revealed that you have been implicated not only in adultery with one of your patients, but in her death. And the deaths of 5 other people?
You don't know what kind of people they have at the UN. I might go up in their estimation.
Well, it's no good blackmailing me, madam. I have no more money.
I know, sweetie pie. But you can pay me in government information. All of you. Except you, Wadsworth. You, as a mere butler, have no access to government secrets. So, I'm afraid your moment has come.
So fast, Mrs. Scarlet. I do have a secret or two.
Oh, yeah? Such a...
The game's up, Scarlet. There are no more bullets left in that gun.
Oh, come on. You don't think I'm going to fall for that old trick?
It's not a trick. There was 1 shot at Mr. Body in the study, 2 for the chandelier, 2 at the lounge door, and 1 for the singing telegram.
That's not 6.
1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
There was only 1 shot that got the chandelier. That's 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Even if you are right, that'll be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, not 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Okay, fine. 1 plus 2 plus 1. Shut up! The point is, there's 1 bullet left in this gun, and guess who's going to get it?
Ding dong!
What? Wait! My arm!
I'll take the gun.
I'll get the door. It's the cops.
I'm only a guest!
Where's the chief?
Ah, Wadsworth, well done. I did warn you, my dear. Mr. Hoover is an expert on Armageddon.
Don't hate me for trying to shoot you.
Frankly, Scarlet, I don't give a damn. As I was trying to tell you, there are no bullets left in this gun. You see?
Bang!
1 plus 2 plus 1
Plus 2 plus 1.
Smash! That's what could have happened. But how about this?
In the dark, the murderer ran across the hall to the study, picked up the rope and the lead pipe, ran to the billiard room, strangled Yvette, ran to the library, hit the cop on the head with a lead pipe, then coming out of the library, the doorbell rang. It was a singing telegram. The murderer picked up the gun where Yvette dropped it, ran to the door, opened it, recognized the girl from the picture, shot her, and ran back to the cellar.
The cellar?
Cellar.
Yes.
But Colonel Mustard wasn't in the cellar.
No. But you were.
So?
You murdered them all. You were the person who was missing when the cook and Mr. Body were murdered, and the cook used to be your cook. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? You told us at dinner that we were eating one of your favorite recipes, a monkey's brain, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often to be found in Washington, D.C.
Oh, is that what we ate? Excuse me.
Why would I have murdered all of the others?
Obviously, in case Mr. Body had told them about you.
So it had nothing at all to do with the disappearing nuclear physicist and Colonel Mustard's work on the new fusion bomb?
No. Communism was just a red herring. Mrs. Peacock did it all.
There's no proof.
Well, the gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Mrs. Peacock!
Very well. What do you propose to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing at all. I don't approve of murder, but it seems to me that you've done all the world a service by ridding it of an appalling blackmailer and his disgusting informers.
But the police will be here any minute. What happens then?
Why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
You mean?
That's right. Now I suggest we stack the bodies in the cellar, lock it, leave quietly one at a time, and pretend that none of this has ever happened.
Great idea. I'll leave first, if you don't mind.
Be my guest. In fact, I think we all owe you a vote of thanks. For she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow.
Which nobody can deny.
Yes, nobody can
She's
deny.
gone.
Okay.
Whew. I told you I didn't do it.
But what if the authorities find out what happened?
The FBI will take care of that.
You mean...
My phone call from Mr. Hoover? I work for him, of course. How else could I have known everything about you all?
There's still one thing I don't understand.
One thing?
Who was Mrs. Peacock taking bribes from?
A foreign power. Her husband, the senator, has influence over defense contracts.
Is there going to be a cover-up?
Isn't that in the public interest? What could be gained by exposure?
But is the FBI in the habit of cleaning up after multiple murder?
Yes. Why do you think it's run by a man called Hoover?
Outside of the house, Mrs. Peacock returns to her vehicle, but is greeted by the door-to-door evangelist.
Oh, Mrs. Peacock.
How did you know my name?
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Put your hands up. You're under arrest. Take her away, please.
Get your hands off me! I'm a senator's wife!
Wadsworth, we got her.
You see? Like the Mounties, we always get our man.
What? Mrs. Peacock was a man?
Would anyone care for fruit or dessert?
But here's what really happened.
Sorry, didn't mean to frighten anyone.
You're a bit late for that.
Then, there were 3 more murders.
So who did
it?
Let's consider each murder one by one. Professor Plum, you knew that Mr. Body was still alive. Even psychiatrists can tell the difference between patients who are alive or dead. You fired the gun at him in the dark and missed, so you pretended he was dead. That's how you were able to kill him later. Unobserved.
That's right. He was the missing person in the kitchen after we found the cook dead.
But he was with us in the billiard room when we found Yvette screaming. If that's when the cook was killed, how did he do it?
I didn't!
You don't expect us to believe that, do you?
I expect you to believe it. You killed the cook. She used to be your cook, and she informed on you to Mr. Body. You made one fatal mistake. Sitting here at dinner, Mrs. Peacock told us that she was eating one of her favorite recipes. A monkey's brain, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often to be found in Washington, D.C. Colonel Mustard, when we saw the motorist at the front door, you took the key to the weapons cupboard out of my pocket. Then you suggested that we all split up. You separated from Mrs. Scarlet, crossed the hall, opened the cupboard, took the wrench, ran to the conservatory, entered the lounge through the secret passage, killed the motorist with a blow in the head, and he straight into the hall.
This is incredible.
Not so incredible as what happened next. After we split up again, I went upstairs with you. Yes, you, Mrs. White. And while I was in the master bedroom, you hurried downstairs and turned off the electricity, got the rope from the open cupboard, and throttled Yvette. You were jealous that your husband was stopping Yvette. That's why you killed him too.
Yes. Yes, I did it. I killed Yvette. I hated her so much. It flames on the side of my face, breathing, having breaths.
While you were in the billiard room, Mrs. Scarlet seized the opportunity and under the cover of darkness got to the library where she hit the cop who'd she been bribing on the head with a lead pipe. True or false?
True. Who are you, Terry Mason?
So it must have been Mr. Green who shot the singing telegram.
Hold on, I didn't do it.
Well, there's nobody else left.
But I didn't do it. The gun's missing. Whoever has got the gun shot the girl.
I shot her.
You?
So it was you. I was going to expose you.
I know. So I chose to expose myself.
Please, there are ladies present.
You thought Mr. Body was dead. But why? None of you even met him till tonight.
You're Mr. Body.
Wait a minute. So who did I kill?
My butler.
Shucks.
He was expendable like all of you. I'm grateful to you all for disposing of my network of spies and informers. Saved me a lot of trouble. Now, there's no evidence against me.
This all has nothing to do with my disappearing nuclear physicist husband or Colonel Mustard's work with the new top secret fusion bomb.
No. Communism was just a red herring.
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this, any of you.
Why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
You mean? Oh my god, of course!
So why shouldn't we get away with it? We'll stack the bodies in the cellar, lock it, leave quietly, one at a time, and forget any of this ever happened.
And you'll just go on blackmailing us all.
Of course. Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not.
Bang!
Good shot, Mr. Green. Very good.
Are you a cop?
No, I'm a plant.
Plant? I thought men like you were usually called a fruit.
Very funny. FBI. That phone call was from J. Edgar Hoover. Was for me. I told you I didn't do it. Come on in, Chief.
All right. Who done it?
Oh, it was
No,
definitely
it
that
was
person
her.
over there.
It was
It was
her.
him too.
It
I didn't
was
do
her.
it.
All right.
No.
They all did it. But if you want to know who killed Mr. Body, I did. In the hall with the revolver. Take him away, Chief. I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.
Are you fucking ready for this?
No.
All right.
Nope, it's both of
No,
them.
no, you're both. You
Are
got.
they
You got. But what?
pretend?
One or two.
Yeah, you
You
have
should
two
have-
eyebrows.
Tad, get ready.
All right.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Ugh.
What?
I said, "Dem legs, Susan," is what I said.